and let me know that like what it is that you struggle with when it comes to the vital behaviors in your business. Drop me in the comments really quickly. I love this power hour for a call. Good. I'm so glad. Follow-ups. Good. That's a really good one. Thank you. What else do you kind of struggle with? Inviting. All right. We're going to talk about different ways to do closing. People I really struggle with closing, inviting, what should it look like, crickets when they don't respond, getting people to respond. All right. So I believe that, a lot of this is interconnected, inviting and time management. All right. Power hour turns into 4 hours. Laura, that is something that requires like a lot of discipline. That's something I kind of talked about at Summit. So I definitely want to talk about, let's just kind of kick this off because we have an hour and I do want to bust through. But when it comes to time management, right, one of the things that you want to do is make sure you've got your list. All right. So if your business activity tracker, I want you to begin to think about your business as this is, your tracking sheet, just like we track our nutrition with 2B Mindset or with the 21-day fix or the portion fix, right? We have to have our tracking. So when you go to sit down to do your business time, you have to know what you're going to do when you sit down. I mean, honestly, just oust yourself. How many of you sit down at the computer to do your work and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. And you spend 20 minutes scrolling. Thank you for raising your hand. You spend 20 minutes scrolling, yes, through social media. You're like, I got to get ideas. You watch 20 minutes of Insta stories. And then you're like, okay, now I need to get to work, but I've wasted, right? I've wasted time. And so, none of us have endless hours to build our business. Most of us do this in addition to raising children, working a full-time job, or maybe working multiple jobs. So we have to be efficient. So one of the things that I do when I sit down in the morning before I open my computer or before I go to bed at night is I have a to-do list. Like, here's my to-do list, right? I've got my to-do list. I have my business activity tracker. I keep all of my contacts like virtually. So maybe you write everybody down that you've invited and you have like sheets of notebook paper in a binder. Maybe you have a spreadsheet. You've got to get that all together. And then when I sit down to the computer, I say to myself, all right, what am I doing? So we're going to take, for example, we're going to talk about Lift 4, all right? Because that's the thing that we're all inviting to or should be working on inviting to right now is Lift 4. And so for me, I get really focused on what is my objective. And so if my objective is to sell 3 challenge packs, everything I do is going to be around the Lift 4 group that I am inviting to. All right. So, or if I'm looking at signing up coaches, that is another goal of mine. Another goal of mine is to sign 5 coaches this week. So I have that goal. I know that some of the things that I'm going to be doing is inviting to people to join my team. What is my leverage? My leverage is the fact that we have a new coach kickoff call tomorrow night. So that's going to be my draw to get people to sign up. The fact that the training starts on June or July 9th, that's going to be another draw. The fact that I only have a few spots left. So creating that sense of urgency might be why people aren't committing, because they're just not they're feeling like, oh, I can do it whenever I get free time. But maybe you just need to add in another sentence that says, I only have 1 spot left. Let me know as soon as possible. Or the training starts on Monday. I don't want you to miss the preseason tasks. Like, are you giving people a clear sort of reason why they need to pull the trigger right now? Same thing with your Lift 4 groups or your 2B Mindset group or whatever challenge group you're running. I only have a spot left. I'm saving it for you. Let me know as soon as possible. Or, hey, we're doing a kickoff call, or whatever it is going to be that your leverage is. You have to have that leverage, right? That draw. So that's kind of one thing. So when I sit down at the computer, I know what it is that I am going to do, right? I don't open the computer until I know. And then I work against the timer. We have an hour of time to get through the most important activities. So we want to rock through that. Now, I keep this business activity tracker on my desk at all times because I want to make sure that I'm doing activities that are giving me the biggest return on my investment and I'm not wasting time. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to look at this and say, building me. Building me is our first part. Was I proof that the product worked? Yep, that's part of my daily activities. That's already a post on social media. I've already done that for the day. Personal development, that does not happen during your power hour. That happens while you're getting a shower, while you're cooking a meal, while you're driving your kids to camp, right? That happens at some other point. You listen, you read, you do some 20 minutes, right? And it shouldn't be 3 hours. Your business time is not all personal development either, all right? So if you're defaulting to that, that's not a return on your investment kind of activity. So now we're focusing on this building my business part. That's what we're going to dive in today. So the first thing that I like to do when I sit down to build my business is, number one, do I have a social media post up for the day? All right. And so if my goal is to get people to join my challenge group, then I need to make sure that I have a post that has a clear call to action. So if I go and I look at my Facebook or I look at my Instagram and I look at what I did in the past 24 hours, I don't remember if I put a call to action this morning, but yesterday I did my transformation. I did Transformation Tuesday. And right in there, I said at the end, hit up my bio to fill out the application. So if you haven't done something with a call to action today, that needs to be one of the first things that you do, is making a post that's directing people to do what you want them to do. Secondly, I don't just put a post on my Instagram feed, I also do it in my stories. So if you go to my stories, I took that same photo, that Transformation Tuesday, put it in my stories and did an invitation through my stories as well, directing people back to my bio. All right. Now, this gives me something to work off of. All right. So now I've got my post. It's done. And I'm going to do another one today, and it's not going to be overkill because I'm going to talk about it. That's what I'm advertising for right now. It's not overkill. People need to see it. What do they say? They have to see something like 20 times and to make an impression, they have to see it over and over and over again before it makes sense. And Laura, I do use the same post on Instagram and Facebook. I just change the wording. Like on Instagram, I say, go to my bio. On Facebook, I say, go to the link in the comments below or click the link. All right. Because you can put a link on Facebook versus you can't on Instagram. Now, we've got the post up. The next thing I need to do is I am going to go directly to the inviting process next, because I know how important that is. So I've got people that have looked at this Instagram post or this Facebook post. You're going to have people that like it. So I click on the post and I go through all of the likes. All right. Go through all of the people that have viewed it. If they're a coach, you ignore it. If they left you a comment, make sure you comment back. All right. Every single person. If they say, you look amazing, you say, thank you so much. If that person is not a customer or you don't know them, ask them, are you on your fitness journey too? Start a conversation right in the thread of the actual post. Comment on every single person, because the more social media is social. So get that back and forth interaction between people, all right, so that it keeps pushing you up in the newsfeed. Then I look at the likes. I look at who it is. If it's not somebody that I already know, I go to their Instagram account. So let's go, just for example, I'm looking to see who on here might not be a coach already. All right. Here we go. Jackie. There is somebody that her name's Jackie, and I remember Jackie. I haven't talked to her in years. When we had Summit in Nashville, she took my photos in Nashville for Top Coach. I haven't talked to her in a really long time. So there's Jackie. I'm going to send Jackie a message. All right. I'm going to connect with Jackie, and I'm just going to say, hey, Jackie, thanks for the love on my transformation photo last night. How have you been? It looks like business is going well. All right, so this isn't technically an invite, but I am starting a conversation. All right, now I'm going to go over to Jackie's page. Next is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to look at Jackie and I'm going to look at her stuff, and I am going to like a few of her photos. All right. And she's talking about donuts, and I'm going to comment, OMG, those donuts look amazing. So this is my power hour. Look how fast I'm going through this, right? There's another one. It says tired as a mother, and I'm going to say, I need this mug. Where did you get it at? All right. So this wouldn't be an invite. This is just connecting with somebody. All right. So, but my whole intent is to eventually invite her to a challenge group, but I'm just starting a conversation. All right, let's go back. So I've done a couple of those. I can see that she's already typing. Now I'm going to go down through and I'm going to look for somebody else that isn't a customer of mine or isn't a coach. It's a little bit hard on my Instagram because a lot of them are coaches, but that's okay. I'll figure this out. And you guys, it might be a little easier for you because you probably don't have as many. So this person, Jenny Guest 13, it says mom to 2 amazing munchkins. I'm actually going to request to follow her. Her profile was private. All right. She looks normal. I'm just going to follow her. I can't do anything more than that right now. So I'm just going to go down through looking at people, and I want to find somebody that I can invite. And then I can show you how I would do that. Amanda, there's somebody else that's thing is private. I followed her. And then let's see. Okay. So this person looks like she's a coach. Sorry. It takes me a little bit of time just because I've got all sorts of crazy, lots and lots of coaches on here. Okay. So let's see. Let's go down to, I keep making people that are coaches. Hang on. I hope you guys are doing the same thing right now too. Oh, this person's from Pittsburgh. All right. I'm going to follow her. All right. So I am going to send her a message. So here's one, and I'm going to say, hey, thank you for the love on my transformation photo. I see you are from Pittsburgh too. How did you find me? And are you on your fitness journey also? That's it. That's simple. That's going to be the beginning of an invitation. All right. So now I'm going to work on that. My goal is to get that. Now I am going to do this as many times as I can. All right. So now, and the second thing that you can do, you can go do all of the likes on your last post, then go to your Instagram stories. So I did this last night where oh, there it is. Okay, so I have my story of my transformation that I did last night, and if I just swipe up a little bit, I can see all of the people that viewed it. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go through each of the people because different people view your stories than view your Instagram posts, all right? So there might be people that you're like, man, I've been noticing that this person keeps viewing my stories. So I'm going to go down through, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with my stories. I'm just going to click on the people's names, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to send them a message. Exact same thing. All right. So your goal is you could spend an hour doing this. If you want to turbocharge your business and you aren't at Success Club yet, right? You would sit here for an hour and do as many as you can and keep track of it. Right. So now everybody I've sent a message to, I'm going to go over to my sheet of paper. I'm going to write down their Instagram handle, sent private message. Just write it on a sheet of paper or put it on your Google Streak if you're using Google Streak. And if I was doing this without you guys here, I would send the message, go to my Google Streak. Send the message, go to my Google Streak. All right. So I would just be back and forth. Like my screen would be up. I'd have my bucket. I would be sending these messages and inviting, and I'm going to be watching to see if they follow me back, right? And send me messages back. So I'm going to make sure that I'm tracking and I'm in my office, like I'm in a quiet space where I'm not distracted. I'm going to spend an hour doing this. Okay. So this is my invites. I want to get to the point today where I've sent at least, 10 or more invitations. This is where you're spending the bulk of your time. You've made one Facebook or Instagram post. You put something out there on your stories. Then you're going to work off of that list. Okay. You can go back through previous pictures and things you posted, look at who is liked and not liked, and use that as well. So that is very simply the invitation process. From there, and you want to keep track of that, right? Now, the next thing that you want to do, and Allison, I see you asking for Google Streak. I have a YouTube video about that. I've done a couple of things on that, so you can just look it up on my YouTube channel. Just put Melanie Mitro Google Streak. You can. There's another coach that has done it too that has one, and her name just totally went out of my brain. And it's a really, really good one. You could always use hers too. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to search for people. All right. So we've done some conversations. So 3 conversations. I started conversations. I invited one person. If I'm just like saying, how are you? How are you doing? What have you been up to? That's just a conversation. If I say to somebody, are you on your fitness journey? And they say yes. And then I say, would you be interested in joining my accountability group? That becomes an invitation. Not until you actually ask them to join a group or join your team does it become an actual invitation. All right. But you want to track it. You could have them in the same buckets, right? No, it's not scary at all. Not at all. And here's the thing. You're not spamming people. So don't go down through and just copy and paste 100 messages, right? Take the time to, if you're, look at the person's Instagram and then like a couple of their photos, send a private message. All right. Okay. Now, the next thing is we want to try to find some people. So one of the things that I do is I click on the search bar on my Instagram account. All right. When I'm on Instagram, and then I'm going to simply type in places. Let's just start with places. So I'm going to type in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right? So Pittsburgh, PA. There's Pittsburgh International Airport shows up. Children's Museum shows up. You could go down through your current location and search. Like even the Children's Museum would be perfect because I could find people that have kids that went to the Children's Museum today. All right. Now, what I'm doing is in Pittsburgh, PA, I am simply going to go down through and I'm going to look at Instagram accounts. And I see there is this person that she's tagged herself in Oakland. I'm going to click on her page, see who she is. I don't know who she is, but she might be too young. She looks like she's really young. All right, let's go somewhere different. Okay, let's go. Somebody that's sharing like salon photos. Here is a salon. The person was tagged in the photo. So I am going to go down through and I'm going to go to that person's Instagram account and I'm going to look at their page. And what I'm going to do is scroll down through until I see some pictures that I can. Here we go. All right. So I found somebody that I like their photos. Her name is Zoe. And there's this really awesome wall that I'm like, that would make a really cute picture. It's local. And I'm going to say, that is an awesome spot. Where is that photo taken at? All right. So I've asked this girl a question. Now I'm going to go back down through. I'm going to make sure that I follow Zoe. Then I'm going to go down through and I'm just going to look at some other photos that she has. And I'm just going to like a couple of them, right? And I'll leave another comment. And I will say, like, love that wall. Right? So she's a photographer. So now I have literally just added a new friend. All right. I've just added some contacts now. And my goal, I think it's fun to try to get people to respond. So I'll ask questions and I make it a game. So don't look at this as daunting. Just say to yourself, like, I really want to make some friends and people that are like me. All right. And so that's the way you want to look at it. So I'm going to go back to the Pittsburgh again. And I'm going to look for somebody else that I would want to connect with. All right. And then if I don't see anybody, I'll go all the way back and then I'll click on Children's Museum, right? And then I'll look at this and I'll say, okay, that person just got married at the Children's Museum and she seems really awesome too, right? So maybe I want to click on her stuff. Oh, she likes donuts. She's obviously my friend, so I'm going to go down through and I'm going to make some comments on that person, right? And so guys, you want to start looking for people that are either in your location. Even think about places you've gone on vacation. When we travel, we go to Destin, Florida. Think about Hilton Head. You know, where are your travel destinations that you like to go to, places you like to be? So I sit down and you can do this on Instagram, right? You can just make some new friends, follow some new people, write down their Instagram handles, all right? And then you can do the exact same thing on Facebook. How many of you build your business on Facebook too, and you use your personal Facebook page? All right, very simple. So I'll do this. I'll screen share with you so you can see it. And if I go over to my Facebook and then I click on my personal page, and then when I'm on my personal page, what I can do is go to where it says friends. Then when I'm on here, I can go into find friends. And then you can go to search for friends, or you can go to hometown or enter a city. So let's say I want to, you know, search for Johnstown, Pennsylvania, because that's where I went to school at, right? Anybody that says that they live in Johnstown, Pennsylvania is going to pop up, and I'm going to be able to add them as friends, all right? So what I would do is simply go down through, and I would look for people that I don't already know, all right? So here is Nicole. She's posting pictures of her dog. I don't know anything more about her. I see maybe we have 2 friends. If I wanted to, I could send her a friend request. I don't say anything more than that. I just go down through and I send friend requests, all right? Then I may go and say to myself, all right, Heather, I feel like she's a coach. I feel like I've seen her name before. Something else that I've done that I always do is I will go to like Mars PA Community Forum, because it has 6,000 members, and this is kind of where we share stuff in there. And I'll go to members, and I will go down through here, and I will say, okay, who are the people that I would want to be friends with, right? So this Megan, she looks kind of cute, right? I'm going to friend request her. I could even go to her page and I could see like kind of what she's up to. All right. So then I would go down through and I just keep doing the same thing. I would add 5 to 10 friends. Now I don't say anything unless it's somebody that I have something in common with, right? Do I know her? Nope. I don't know her, but we're friends. Oh, maybe our kids are on the same team. Maybe. No, our kids must play baseball together. All right. So easy, very, very easy. I can go down through and just send friend requests to people. So maybe you set your timer for 10 minutes. How many different people can you find that you're not connected to? Another one was like, I would go into like our Mars PTO, and I would look for people that, let's see where I would look for people that I knew but I wasn't connected to, right? And so I would just go down through and I would look at all of the likes and the comments to see if I knew any of these people. And I would just click on it and I would say, is there anybody that I'm not connected with? All right. And then I'd just go down through and I would just add people. All right. So honestly, it's not that hard to do. It just takes a little bit of time to kind of figure it out. All right. And just sending some friend requests each and every day. Now, another thing that helps you get new friends is to shout out people that are in your challenge group. So a lot like tagging your challengers, and maybe you say like in my 2B Mindset group, our group has lost a combined total of 300 pounds, and then tag all of your challengers, because then it's going to show up on your challengers timelines. For me, then I would browse the comments and I would wait for people to comment, people that I didn't know or people to like it that I didn't know. And then I would send them a friend request, or I would say, hey, I saw you liked my post, about my 2B Mindset group and our weight loss. Would you be interested in joining my next accountability group? So I will try to cross market. So anytime that you can tag other people, if your kids are on the same baseball team, or you've got friends and they're in a dance recital together, tag other people. And then that's how you find new friends, is by tagging people and getting those common interests. So there you go. I think I just did 5 or 6, and I typically would go through and actually add them to a list but I'm just kind of doing it for you and trying to go through as fast as possible. All right. Keep track of friend requests. Absolutely. Yes. Keep track of who you're, just write it down on a sheet of paper. All right. And then I go into my friend request, and after like a week, if they haven't accepted my friend request, I delete it because I don't want that many sitting there. I just don't want it, because I know sometimes Facebook can get weird and be like, you have too many pending friend requests, and they'll like freeze your account. So just every week, I make sure that I go through and I delete them out. All right. So if it's been about a week, I'll delete those people out. So hometown search, you can search interest groups on Facebook too. So when I was a new coach, this is how I found Alyssa. Somebody put me in a Facebook group, and it was just fitness motivation. And basically it was a girl that was going for this bikini competition. And so she just put all of these people in a Facebook group that were interested, that were like motivational on Facebook. And so one of my college sorority sisters added me to the group. And so I was like, okay, I've got to use this to my benefit, right? And so I instead of just taking myself out of the group, I was like, okay, I don't want to sell directly to people, but how do I like develop a relationship with them and become friends with them? So I went in and I would post my favorite motivational quotes because that's what everybody else was doing. People were posting pictures of their workout. I would post a picture of me, my sweaty selfie. I would post pictures of my food, nothing Beachbody related. I didn't say anything, but I would go in, somebody would ask a question, I'd answer it. I would share my blog or a recipe that I found. Then after about like 3 weeks of making friends in there, I went down through the members of the group and friend requested every single member of the group. All right. I'd been active in the group. It wasn't weird. I'd been talking to the people. And Alyssa one day randomly was like, hey, I do that P90X thing. I want to come to a Super Saturday, because we were doing a live workout. And she came and signed up to become a coach. All right. So it's crazy. I mean, how we're just all connected in some way. Katie Ersta, she saw me doing Insanity and I was posting every single day my sweaty selfie of me doing Insanity. I ran into her at a restaurant and she's like, hey, Mel, I saw you've been doing that Insanity thing. You inspired me to do it. I did Insanity too. And then she was like, and we kind of talked about it. After the fact, I went home. I sent her a message on Facebook. I invited her to come to like a live workout. Then she came and she's like, I think I'm going to do this coaching thing. And I just signed her up. So, you have to position yourself in ways where you are open to meeting new people. And then don't be shy. Like, do the follow-up. If you run into somebody at the grocery store and they tell you you look great, or they've been following you on social media, make sure that you are connected and you send them a message afterwards. All right. So that's what you want to do. Okay. If they're from other health companies. So Jasmine, I've come in contact with people that love CrossFit. I've come in contact with people that do other network marketing companies, and I try to steer clear. All right. I find that people who are my diehard gym goers, my diehard CrossFit people, my people that love other shakes, I'm not going to talk somebody else into switching companies. That's not my business. I'm not in the business to convince you why Shakeology is better than Plexus. All right. I don't care. And I'm not going to do the research either. When somebody asks me about that kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't know about your shake, but this is why I drink Shakeology, right? Here's what you should do. You should flip the bag over. This is what you should compare. I kind of give people suggestions of what they should look at, but I'm never going to talk somebody into doing it. I will offer it if I notice that somebody who does CrossFit or Plexus or another company is liking my photos. I will say to them, hey, I noticed you've been following me lately. I've noticed you've been and I'll say it in a private message. Or is this something you're interested in? Like, I know you do CrossFit, but are you looking at, something else like nutrition or different kind of workout? So I'll approach the subject that way. But in my mind, my goal isn't not to convince them. So make sure that you're not thinking that way, because otherwise people get really turned off if you start telling them why you're better than what they're doing, and a wall instantly is going to go up. All right. And they're just going to tune you out altogether. So, but you can find your people and you can find your tribe just by connecting and talking to other people and developing relationships. All right. So moving on, we're talking about inviting. Let's also talk about following up. So how many of you have a list of people from all the way back when you started that have never responded back? I do. Got hundreds and hundreds of names on my list. And because I use Google Streak, I can do follow-ups in like 30 seconds. All right. So what I did was last night, I decided I'm going to use leverage for Lift 4. All right. So I have people that are interested in Lift 4, or you could do this with 2B Mindset. So my my group is starting on July 16th for Lift 4. Right now we have a prep group going on, and Saturday we have that little, excuse me, we have that little sneak peek, that live workout that people can do. So what I did was I went to my list, I copied all the email addresses into a blind carbon copy. And then what I did was I sat down and I typed up an email, and it just said, hey, I said, good evening. Let me just go back and pull my email so I can kind of read it to you so you know what it says. Sent. All right, Lift 4. And I just said, hey, good evening. I'm so excited. We're a few weeks away from the official launch of the Lift 4. You expressed interest in being a part of my Lift 4 launch group. And I haven't heard back from you yet, but I wanted to let you know that this Saturday, there will be a live workout with Joel Freeman and the cast of Lift 4 at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm also going to be hosting the workout through a live broadcast. You can work out with me and the cast and my other clients that I support. And afterwards, I'm going to answer all of the questions that you may have about the program. You are welcome to invite anybody who is interested in the program and does not already have a coach. So now I'm trying to say, like, invite a friend, invite somebody to do it with you. So I'm trying to expand my market too. I gave them a link, a Zoom link. So if you go to your Zoom account and you go to zoom.us, all right, when you go to zoom.us, that's like just the website. You can schedule a Zoom meeting room. And so I did. I just went in, I scheduled a Zoom. You can actually make it so they have to register ahead of time before they can have the link. So now I have their name and I'll have their email address. So if somebody shares the link, now I've got their contact information, all right? If somebody registers and I don't, and I can follow up with the number of people that registered because I can actually download a report with names and emails. Then on Saturday morning, I'm gonna do this live Lift workout. I'm also gonna do a giveaway. And I'm going to send out another email. So number one, I invited them to the Lift workout. And then on Saturday, anybody that places an order for a Lift 4 challenge pack, between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturday is going to get a free gift from me. And I'm going to make a little package with a handwritten note. It's going to have a beach bar in there. It's going to have a packet of Energize in there. And it's going to be a little thank you for purchasing the Lift 4 challenge pack, all right? And I'm gonna say I've got 5 spots left in my Lift 4 group. So I will send out another follow-up tonight because I forgot to put like the special offer in there, but I would just tell you to combine it all in one. So that's a good example of a follow-up that I did for everybody that's expressed interest in Lift 4. I'm also going to post that live. I'm going to say like, hey, want to try a Lift 4 before it comes out? I'm hosting, a live workout on Saturday morning. All you have to do is register. You could have them fill out an application. Now I've got more people that are interested. So I'm growing. I'm not just working on what I have, but I'm growing from there. Let's say you've got a 2B Mindset group starting and it's going to start on, July 5th. Send out a message. Hey, just wanted to let you know, I know you were interested in 2B Mindset. I sent you the link last week. I still have 3 spots left in my 2B Mindset group. I'm so excited because the focus for July is going to be how to handle vacations, summer barbecues, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of really awesome cleaned up cocktail recipes. I'm reserving a spot for you right now. Let me know if this is something you're interested in as soon as possible, and I can get you signed up and ready to go. That's another follow-up, okay? Let's do a coaching follow-up. We have a list of people that have been interested in coaching, that have been a part of our sneak peek, that have asked what you do as a coach. Follow up with them. Hey, Jamie, I know you were interested in coaching. I know we spoke a couple of weeks ago. Just wanted to circle back around and touch base with you. I'm getting ready to kick off my next coach training program. I'm only accepting 5 mentees this month. I'd love to have you as part of it. I really think you'd be awesome at coaching for X, Y, and Z reasons. Like, compliment them, tell them why. All right. And then just say, would you like to get started? I'd love to mentor you along in the process, right? Or maybe you offer to get on a phone call with them. So follow up. Maybe you just say like, okay, today is the day that I'm going to do all my follow-ups. All right. Maybe tomorrow is the day. Maybe you do all your invites today. And if you get all that done, then tomorrow is all follow-ups. And now you've got new conversations that are in the works that you can work off of. So that's an example of a follow-up. All right. Now, your social media. Oh, wait, let me answer this question. Okay. How many times do you follow up if they've ghosted you? So here's the thing. Another great follow-up, voice message. If they're on Facebook and Messenger, send them a message. You know, hey, Antoinette, it's been a couple of weeks since we chatted. I saw you're on vacation. Like, go scope out their Facebook page or their Instagram. See what they're up to. Looks like you had a great time with your family. How was your son's baseball tournament, right? Ask them a question. I know we talked a few weeks ago about doing the 2B mindset. You were really frustrated with the scale and really wanted to make a change. You know, I'm getting ready to kick off my new group. I'm so excited about it because I'm going to be addressing X, Y, and Z in the month of July. Would you be interested in joining this with me? Maybe now's a better time. Voice message, done. You could do those super fast, super easy. Brock on Monday night talked about the video messages on Instagram. Send some people some video messages. Hey girl, you know, or whatever. Hey there, you know, how you doing? Whatever. Talk to them, then do the actual invite. I follow up with people until they tell me to stop following up with them. My coach invited me 7 times to become a coach before I said yes. 7, right? I ignored her. I looked at the message and then never responded back. Sometimes I said, yeah, I'm interested, but I'm not sure. She just kept inviting me. And then all of a sudden, because she was also posting on social media and she was drawing me in because she was attracting me to what she was doing, because I could see how happy she was and I could see that her team was thriving and I could see she was changing her life. I wanted to be a part of that too. So you not only do you have to follow up, but you have to show people why they need this opportunity in their life. Like, why do they need to join you? And that's where your social media comes into place, is that process of following up. So they go hand in hand. So follow up with people. There are people on my coaching bucket list that I've followed up with, I don't know, maybe 20 times now. And I'm not going to take them off until they tell me to take them off the list and that they're not interested or they signed up with somebody else. All right. So that is what you want to do. Okay. All right. Let me look at this. How would you follow up after face-to-face? I never give out business cards to people. Unless if I'm going to give them a business card, I'm going to get their contact information. Because you know what happens? You hand somebody a business card, they stick it in their purse, and they're never going to look at it again. But you take out your phone. I've done this at the park when my kids were little. And somebody says, I'm really curious about what you do. Awesome. Let me connect with you on Facebook or on Instagram. What's your name? Pull it up, find them, and then send them a message. So you not only found them, but you sent them a message, and then you can follow up when you leave there. Connect with people right then and there. So on social media, figure out where they are at. You can still give them a business card, but I want you to make sure you don't walk away with that conversation without a way to find those people first. Okay? All right. How many times do you follow up? We talked about that. I went to face-to-face. I have 20 business cards. Okay, we already did that. Okay. Don't worry. I wouldn't even worry about business cards. At this point, your business card is your social media. Your business card is your Facebook profile, your Instagram profile. That is the era that we are a part of. LinkedIn, that's another one that is your social media postcard, is wherever you are doing business at. So if I go to your Facebook page and I met you in the grocery store and you tell me you're a health and fitness coach, but I don't see anything about nutrition or fitness or workouts or transformation stories or your own success, there is no way in God's green earth I'm signing up with you, because I don't know that you could just be somebody blowing smoke, right? I want to see your page blowing up with inspiration, motivation, accountability, and your success story too. So that is key to your success, is making sure that you are proof that the products work and you're showing your customers success stories too. Okay? All right, Sarah, how often do I send these? It depends. So find a system. I get overwhelmed easily when I have too many conversations going on at one time. All right, that's just how I am. I'm not really good at managing it. I sort of have a limit. You all know when your limit is, all right? And so I always want to have people at different stages of the pipeline. So I will say to myself, all right, it's Monday. I didn't invite anybody over the weekend, so I'm going to do a bunch of new ads, a bunch of new invites, a bunch of new conversations, a big bulk of follow-ups, and then I'm going to work off of that. All right. And so then I'll kind of say to myself, do I have anybody that's like really close to purchasing? If the answer is no, if I felt like all that work I did didn't bring me anything new, I do another round of it. And so I just pace myself. I do it to my comfort level. So this is why trackers are good and bad, because we can get in our own head if we don't do it every single day. But the goal is for you to just make sure that you're paying attention and you always have people in the pipeline, all right? You always have links sent out. You always have people you're inviting. You always have people you're forming. And then you've got people that you're adding and starting new contacts with, all right? I'm confused on if I should have a Facebook personal and a public page or just combine them. Kayla, I think a business page is hard. That's my personal opinion. I would tell you as a new coach, use your personal Facebook page, use your Instagram public, make your Instagram a business page, create a business page on Facebook and just double post, right? Post the same thing on personal as on a like page. You'll eventually start to grow it, but that's the way I've always done everything. Like I have something going all the time. So I put kind of the same stuff in both places, but you don't have to have a like page to be successful. And I may be totally wrong, but I just feel in my heart that Facebook like pages are not going to be like, they're going to phase out eventually. I see it Instagram TV, Instagram stories, like that's, and for Facebook personal page, but you have to have a like page in order to have a business Instagram. So you have to create one, even if you don't use it. That is my personal opinion. All right. Brittany, I'm not sure if you saw my comment from earlier in the call, but are you doing separate power hours for IG and Facebook? I personally only do one power hour, and it's all on Instagram because that's where I'm focusing my attention at right now. That's where I'm growing my business. So you can split it. You can do half and half, and that's perfectly fine too. So maybe you just say, I'm going to do 10 here, 10 there. But I don't do a power hour on Facebook anymore. Like for my Facebook, I do Instagram, but that's my platform. That's where I'm finding more success. And that's why I'm using that. If I was seeing more success on Facebook, I probably would weight my Facebook a little bit heavier. But I kind of made that switch. All right. And then let's see. We're not going to talk about ads because we're doing power hour. And I feel like ads are a whole separate beast, and ads, you can really throw a lot of money away if you don't know what you're doing. And I feel like you don't need to do that yet. But it's something you can pay attention to once you get your business going and you're hitting Success Club consistently. I would encourage you to find some resources, do some training, and play around with it, because everything is unique to your audience, your marketing, your time, all of that stuff. All right. Okay. So following up, now we want to talk about people. We want to talk to people about the coaching opportunity. So I'm not just looking for people to invite for challenge groups. I'm also looking for people that I want to join my business. All right. So I want you to say to yourself, you can get a challenge pack purchase that's 2 Success Club points from a coach or a customer. So don't pigeonhole yourself into just finding customers. Because if you're looking to grow a team, you want to be Star Diamond, you want to be Elite, Premier, grow that residual income, you have to go out there and look for other people who are going to be influencers, all right, that are going to help you to link arms with. So who are the people that I look for? Remember when I talked about that Facebook group that I got added to with Alyssa? You better darn well believe I went down through every single one of those people and invited them to join me, my team, right? Because they were into health and fitness already. So what are some things you can say? You say to people, hey, Jamie, I know that we're in this Facebook group together, and I see you're really into health and fitness, and I love your vibe, and I feel like we have a lot in common. Have you ever thought about, turning your passion for health and fitness into a business? This is what I do. I'm a health and fitness coach. I'd love to just share with you a little bit more about what I do. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. Simple and easy. Let's say you've got a friend that's super inspiring, that's really positive. send them a message. Hey, I don't know if you've ever considered this before, but I love your vibe. You're really positive. Your smile always like warms my heart when I see you pop up on my Facebook. Would you be interested in learning more about what I do? I really think you would be good at this. All right. So people that have said they're looking for another job, or a neighbor that doesn't want to go back to work after having kids, a teacher that's on maternity leave right now, people you run into that hate their job, those are people you want to immediately, before you even think about it, send an invitation. And a lot of times, how many of you are super busy and are like, I don't know why the heck I added something else to my plate and I added this code? Because you're wired that way. You have an entrepreneurial spirit, right? The people that are most successful are always the people that are way busier than the rest of us, all right? So we always bite off more than we can chew, and we figure out a way to handle it. Also, how many of you already have a really awesome career and make a really good salary? Anybody? All right. Why are you here? Because maybe your career doesn't make you feel fulfilled, or maybe you say to yourself, I want something else that allows me flexibility and freedom. Or sure, I have a great paycheck, but I never get to see my kids or my family or time, right? There could be a million reasons. Don't prejudge people. Don't say that girl's a lawyer or a doctor, I'm not going to invite her. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors, right? So invite every single person that you think would make a great coach. Sorry, my phone's ringing. And it's probably a telemarketer, because nobody calls my home phone that is of importance. Watch, it'll be somebody important. Hang on. Nope, it's not. Okay. All right. So anyways, and I just also want to tell you that they shipped me my elite racing suit, right? I gotta tell you this. It's right outside of my door right now. And every time I turn my head to the side, I think that there's somebody standing there, because that suit is in that position right. It's freaking me out. I'm going to have to move it after this call is over. But it is driving me crazy at the moment. I'm like, oh my God, what is black suit, right? All right. So anyways, I lost my train of thought. So invite everybody. Do not hold back. And I want to just we're almost going to wrap up, and then we will go through a couple of questions. So coaching opportunity, recognize 3 people for their success. 2B mindset, challengers. Do you have a coach that sold their first challenge pack? Shout them out on Facebook. Do you have somebody that went emerald? Shout them out on Facebook. Do you have a customer that lost 3 pounds in their first week at 2B mindset? Screenshot what they posted. Go into your challenge groups and say, all right, non-scale victories. I want to hear your non-scale victories for the week. Drop them below. Then take a screenshot of that, put that on your Facebook, put that on your Insta stories, white out their names. That is recognizing success of your clients, but it is building your credibility. Right? It is showing that you are helping people. You are not just posting sweaty selfies, but you are actually helping people succeed. Is it your husband? Is it your mom? Ask them if you can write a little testimonial, or if they could write something for you, and then you can copy and paste that and put that on Facebook or Instagram in your stories. All right. So, if you don't have anybody to recognize, get a customer. Focus on one person, changing one person's life and helping them get started, so you have a success story. So go ask somebody. I remember saying to my sister-in-law, will you please try this program with me so that you can be my first testimonial, right? And then I used her as a success story. So, don't be afraid to ask people to help you out so you can start to build that relationship. And honestly, word travels. If you're good at your job, if you're good at helping people achieve their results, if you're there and answer their questions, the word of mouth will sort of grow, and people will start recommending you to other people too. All right. Okay. That was recognizing success, coaching opportunity, follow up with 3 people. We started new conversations. We've talked about social media posts. We've done it all, right? We've done it all. This is everything. And I've talked and even taught a little bit too. So if you were disciplined, if you cleared the distractions, imagine what you could get accomplished in an hour. So now I want you to do this and say to yourself, okay, I've got 30 minutes at lunchtime today. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tackle as many things on this list as I can do in 30 minutes. Then I know that I've got 30 minutes before my kids get home from school, or, while they're at baseball practice, or, when they go to bed tonight. I'm going to see how much I can get done. And then everything else goes by the wayside. You don't need to watch training calls. You don't need to go out there and scroll the news feed. Just focus on the activities that are going to help you get results, and pay attention to how long those things are taking you to do. And then the last thing that I just want to share with you guys is something that we have, this Wednesday morning mastermind, right? So in our Rising Stars, those of you that are Diamond, we had Bob Heilig on our call this morning, and he did an excellent job. And, he was speaking to the leaders, but one of the things that he was talking about was this hashtag, or I wrote it down, hashtag embrace the suck. And I feel like a lot of times the 4 vital behaviors are like embrace the suck, right? And that's kind of what it is. Like, nobody loves to invite. Nobody loves to do follow-ups. No, like that kind of stuff like kind of sucks. But when you get somebody that says yes, that's the thrill. Right? When you see somebody lose 5 pounds, that's the thrill. Like, that's what we're going for. But we can't get to the success unless we do the crap. And when we inviting and following up and adding people, that just means that you've got to face the fear. And he talked about, if you keep saying to yourself, like, I'm not going to do this because I'm afraid. I'm not going to do this because I'm afraid somebody's going to tell me no. I'm not going to post my transformation on social media. What if somebody makes fun of me? Or what if somebody unfriends me? Guess what? That's selfish. And I loved how he said that. Like, you have to say to yourself, it is selfish if I do not put this opportunity out there for people, because it's changing my life and it could change somebody else's life. And you know what? If somebody else doesn't want to see my sweaty selfie or my transformation story, then they're not my people anyways. All right? Are you afraid of going live? Are you afraid of sharing your vision? Are you afraid of doing a live little tutorial of, your favorite snack recipe or dinner because you're afraid you might mess up? That's also selfish too. Because what if somebody else out there is looking for a healthy snack recipe and you could give them something that could help them in their fitness journey, right? And so what I want for you to do is to think about that and say, your best self would not make this about themselves. When you say to yourself, I'm too afraid to invite, you're being selfish. You're making it about you. It is not the Melanie show, right? Your job is to inspire other people to live a healthy and fulfilling life. And you can't do that if you keep it bottled up inside. All right. And it starts with you taking action. So what are we going to do to make sure that we grow our business? We have to relentlessly go out there and understand that every single day when we face our fears and we take action, we are making an impact. All right. And I promise you, you have to do it day after day after day. And don't come back to the team page and say, I invited 30 people and I'm so defeated. Everybody ignored me and nothing went well, because guess what? Some days it's going to happen like that. So then you say to yourself, all right, I've made 30 deposits. And maybe now that 30 people that I invited, maybe now they're going to watch me. All right. And maybe I've made an impact and I'll follow up with them later, but I'll invite 30 more because I know the people that need me are out there. And they are. They're absolutely out there. You just have to be relentless in that vision for your success. And I keep saying that because it was my summit speech, but it just is really sticking with me at this point. All right. So, and if your goal is to be diamond by September 1st, so here's the thing. If you want to be diamond, number one, those of you that asked about, this is the business activity tracker. Oh, sorry. That's from the Coach Online office. That's where I pulled this from. That's the one that's on my desk. Now, don't ever do the minimum unless it's the 3 social media posts. Always say to yourself, I'm going to double this. I'm going to 10x it. If you want to get to diamond, friends, how do you get to diamond? Who can tell me what you need to get to diamond? How many coaches do you need?
You need 8.
8. And where
emerald. 2 emerald.
And where do they need to be placed at?
Left and right.
How many on each side?
4 and 4.
Okay, so what do you need to do?
Invite.
All right, how many people? How many people?
1 out of 10 will say yes.
If you need 8, then you got to start with 80, right? And then what I would do is I'd flip over, get a sheet of paper, or I've got like a whiteboard, and then I want you to do 4 circles on the left, 4 circles on the right, 1 person on each side is your emerald, and I want you to fill in those circles. I want you to talk to every single person, invite them. They can sign up as a coach right from the start. They can get the discount. You can invite people to become discount coaches, and you can invite people that are current customers to upgrade and become a coach before their next Shakeology order ships. And you can invite people to work the business too. All right. So if you want to be diamond, you could literally go down through, and all it is filling in the bubbles and creating a sense of urgency. And I believe that every one of you could do it by mid-August. Like, you could be diamond. There's no reason why. Think about it. Just write 80 names, like just start going down through and inviting. I promise you, you will absolutely be able to do that. So Allison, you got it. Just create yourself a visual for the diamond. Then, we've done so many trainings and there are so many things in there about how to get to diamond. It really does come down to just simply inviting and placement. And then I can help you with the strategic details on that. But I think the best thing for you to do is just start start doing the invitations and talking about coaching, making sure that at least one of your social media posts every day or a couple of times a week has something to do with, hey, this is a business opportunity. Did you know that you could earn an income from helping people achieve their goals, right? And same thing, then you go through the likes, you send the messages, same kind of thing that we talked about with my transformation at the beginning of this call too. Okay. All right. Circles with dates. That's a big one. I think like Dara, I think you and Val kind of talked a little bit about that, like actually putting the dates in there. I do that too. Like say, okay, I'm going to sign 2 coaches this week. By Sunday, I'll have those 2 coaches. Next week, I'll have 2 more. And you work towards that, because I found as soon as I wrote down that I needed 5 coaches this week, I was like, okay, everything I'm doing is about coaching. Everything I'm doing is inviting. And, so I had to really make sure my actions were in line with the goal that I was setting. And so that really helped too. All right. Yep. I will post the recording. Absolutely. I'll put it in the team page. I'll share it in the 4 Vital Behaviors Max Income group too. So is there anything else before I let you guys go questions that you have for me?
I have a quick one. Mm-hmm. It's not about Power Hour. I went live this morning from your call last night and I was shaking, terrified like a leaf. But can you get the live to go into your IGTV as well? Or do you have to do a separate one for that?
Did you save it?
I did.
Perfect.
I don't see it though. So maybe I didn't. I don't know.
So like before you hit post, you hit the little down arrow, right?
I think so. Yes.
So just look on your camera roll of your phone and see.
Okay.
And then when you go to IGTV and you click on it, how it has a little plus sign. As long as it's under 10 minutes, you can slide it up and add it.
Okay. Okay. I'll try again. Thank you.
That is what I did. So I've just been saving my lives and then adding them to my IGTV. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. All right. Okay, guys, let's go out there. I want to see every one of you crush your goals for the month of June. I'm holding you to it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm going to go do my Power Hour now, and I'll get this recording posted, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye, everybody.